to another edition of the 2024 MLB Draft Spotlight Show. Athens, Georgia's own Wake Forest utility do-it-all man, Swiss Army knife, Seaver King. Seaver, welcome to the show. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I am good. I'm excited to have you on the show because I feel like you're like the enigma in this class. Like nobody really knows what Seaver King is yet because you played so long at Wingate, burst onto the scene this past summer, now at Wake Forest. How's it been at Wake Forest for you, dude? How you taken to Winston-Salem?
Yeah, it's awesome. The culture and the community around us is truly special. Anywhere you go, if you go with Kurtz or something, somebody's always saying what's up, good luck, all this stuff. So yeah, it's treating me really well up here.
All right, so I introduced you as a Swiss Army knife. You kind of do it all. You play a lot of different positions. I kind of want to give you the opportunity to tell the viewers, tell the listeners, like, who is Seaver King? What are you on the field? How do you play? What are your best tools? And then more so because you burst on the scene these last 12 months. Like, who are you off the field? What kind of personality do you have? Hobbies, passions? Go ahead.
Yeah. Growing up, I was always playing short. That's kind of where I found my spot. Got to college and immediately got moved to second. Kind of what happened my whole life. I started at second, and then as I got older, I slowly moved to shortstop. So my freshman year, I played mainly second base at Wingate. Then came my freshman summer in Harrisonburg. I played short the whole summer, and then came back my sophomore year, and I played half the season at third, and then finished the season at shortstop. And then win the portal. And Wake was actually the only spot that told me I wouldn't play shortstop due to how good of a player Merrick Houston is. So that was which is kind of weird. So that's kind of how that went. Got here, kind of played at second a little bit. And now we needed a center fielder, so now I'm playing center field right now. So I think I'm willing to play anywhere to help our team win. I think my speed and my athleticism helps me out to be able to play wherever I want to or wherever they need me. And I think being an infielder transitioning to outfield is a lot easier than vice versa. So I think that's kind of helped me out a little bit. And yeah, in the box, I'm a little bit raw right now. I think that's something that's really going to be progress to my game is how I carry myself in the box, how my approach changes, stuff like that, and just kind of having a plan going into the box. That's something that I'm really working on right now. And then off the field, kind of a big video game guy. Used to be a big golf guy, but during COVID I kind of focused most of my time on that, and I can't really do that at this point, so I kind of cut that off. But yeah, that's a little bit about me.
I dig the self-awareness. I like that you kind of took a liking to Wake Forest, not spewing you crap. Hey, you're not playing shortstop here. Like it's just how it is. If you want to come to Wake Forest, you're going to play somewhere other than shortstop. But then also, I like how you said you're raw in the box. Like you're trying to kind of figure yourself out and polish up the rough edges. Two questions: how are you taking to center field? Because I'm assuming that's a huge learning curve for you. And then secondly, at the plate, very, very raw. Like what are you specifically work on? What is their part? What parts of your game need to be refined?
Yeah. Center, I haven't played outfield since I was about 12 years old, I would say. But yeah, I think something about our staff, our pitching staff, I think I've played upwards of like 14 innings in center field and I've caught one ball. So like, our staff's really good. But yeah, I think it's a little bit adjusting. I still take majority of my reps in the infield and they trust me just to go out and, use my instincts and my athleticism and just go play center field. So that, and then in the box, just having a plan, kind of sitting pitches, stuff like that. Using, sitting on pitches I think, or I know I'm going to get, not what I want to hit is kind of how we go about things. So, if I want to hit a heater and he's not going to throw it to me, why would I sit on it type thing? So just not being stubborn in that fact. And then with two strikes, just actually, being able to grind at bats and know the zone. Because I think in the past, my two strike approach was, I know I can hit anything. So I'm just, whatever you throw at two strikes, I'm going to swing and I'm going to hit it and whatever. So I think that's a big thing. So my strikeout and walk ratio, I think, is something that's going to really change over these next couple of months and something I'm really excited for.
So what's been the biggest kind of eye opener from transitioning from Wingate to playing against, like Wake Forest competition or even this summer? You really upped the competition this past summer. What's kind of been the difference that you've noticed right out the gate?
Yeah, I think just all the resources we're given. Just kind of thinking at Wingate, I just was, it's Division II baseball. So, you got your head coach and all that stuff. And that's kind of who you rely on for all your stuff. And, I got here and just, all the help in the classroom, off the field, training room, all the stuff, we could kind of take it all pretty serious in that fact. And then just this summer was also just really, really crazy adjustment, especially at USA. Just
Yeah.
kind of having a spot. I kind of one of the days I asked Kalen Culpepper, I was like, "You want to go get stuff for tomorrow at the gas station at like 9 o'clock?" He's like, "We got a team room full of all stuff." I was like, "Oh, I had no clue." Like just kind of stuff like that has been a big difference. But yeah, it's I'm super thankful for stuff like that.
I dig it. I want to talk one thing that you didn't really introduce about yourself. I've kind of put the moniker on you that you might be the twitchiest kid in this class. Like you might have some of the best athleticism and just explosive tools in this class, especially for your size. Is that something that you've kind of come to realize over the last 2.5 years in college baseball? And how do you leverage that in your offensive game?
Yeah. It's honestly I don't really realize it. I just kind of I played a lot of sports growing up.
Yeah,
I just kind of love competing and stuff. And I think that part of it just makes it easy where I don't really have to think about anything. I just do. But also I think now a big part of what we're doing here is working on like how mobile I am. I'm not the most mobile. I'm pretty stiff actually. So I think that part I think is going to allow me to, become even more athletic and twitchy and all the things even more than I am right now. So that's something we're really working on right now.
I like that. Do you still consider yourself a shortstop, or do you consider yourself like a utility?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really look at those things. Wherever they need us here, wherever they need me here is where I'll play. Wherever with all the scouts or whoever think I can play, then that's their opinion and whatever. I'm not gonna, say anything about that. But I know I can play anywhere. So that's kind of how I feel about it.
I have a feeling I know how you're going to answer this question, but in the pros, is there a guy that you look at and you're just like, yeah, I kind of like to model my game or like see myself in that player?
Yeah, no, I'm not a big pro sports fan at all, to be honest. Like I don't really watch like
Really?
what series I'll watch. I'm a big Georgia football fan, so I'm a big college football guy. Actually, so
Really?
I'm not a big, yeah, I just kind of go out there and play. I mean, I'll watch a few guys every once in a while. I like the way Trey Turner plays. Kind of Bryce Harper plays too, but being a Braves fan, it kind of hurts me to admit that. But I don't really take too much time looking and analyzing big league guys, to be honest.
You and Charlie Condon have some bonding moments over the summer?
Yeah, yeah. Me and Chuck had a good time.
I like it. So what goals do you have for this year, man? You're taking on Wake Forest and the ACC this year. What are you hoping to achieve?
Yeah. Obviously when they see all right, when they see tournament and go to Omaha and win the dang thing, bring it back to Winston-Salem. So yeah, those are my main goals.
I like it. One thing that I want to have you expand on, because it's something I love and it's something I think that my viewers and listeners really dig in on. You said you're working on just your mobility and your twitchiness and kind of, for lack of a better way of putting things, the analytic side, like diving into
Right.
the numbers. How can you get better? What sorts of things are you doing to improve those measurables?
Yeah. So we have the pleasure to work with 5TC. So we all
Mm,
have a personalized plan before we hit or before practice that we all go through that's specialized to us. So just working on hip mobility, all the stuff, and we do a lot of prehab stuff. So we do tests with our hospital here, like testing our hamstrings and all that stuff to figure out like what deficiencies we may have, and we kind of hint or focusing on that during our lifts and stuff like that. So it's all about making your body perform at its best. And yeah, it's super great to have these resources.
all right. Before I hit you with some questions out of left field, I want to ask, you've seen such a meteoric rise from your senior year in high school to Wingate to USA to Wake. Like, do you ever kind of take a step back and just go, man, like this accelerated so quickly on me and look where I am now?
Yeah. I don't think I've done that yet. I think that we talk about all the time, we're just playing the game, we're not playing our opponent. So I think at USA, I think I got a little starstruck just kind of, being around all those guys. And then I stepped on the field and I was like, hey, we're playing baseball. It doesn't matter who's on the field with me. So I don't think I have yet. My mom has tried to get me to slow down and look back at it. And I kind of just like, I haven't really done anything yet. Like I'm still moving. So I'm sure that moment will happen in the future. But as of now, yeah, I can't say I've had that moment.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna hit you with two final questions. I always end it on these. See if you can take out Nick Kurtz's answers here. All right. First question. 25 years. Let's say you are 45 years old. You're closing in on a 25-year big league career. 21 years in the pros. You can only have one walk-up song for all 25 years. Same song. What's it gonna be?
Yeah. I know what Kurt said because it's the one he has now,
Yeah.
which is um
It was very unique.
yeah, no, I love it. You know what? I think how how I think I would go low down, little baby. That's kind of been that
Okay.
was my thing at the end of the year last year. So I think I would for that's like you can't go wrong with it. I think.
Before I ask you the last question, I want to ask one other question because you're in a unique position. What was the transfer portal process like? And if you had to do it all over again, would you? In terms
Yeah,
of just like not choosing Wake Forest, but like going through that stressful process, would you want to do it again?
yeah, no, absolutely not. I thought like as soon as I started, I was like, if I was actually a stud out of high school, I don't know how I would have done like navigating all this stuff. But yeah, I got in the port on a Tuesday at 2 o'clock, I think was kind of how it went, and I was about to take a nap and got my first call. And I don't think I was on the phone until 12:30 that night. So I
Jeez.
had just on the phone constantly, but I kind of spearheaded it because I was going up to the Cape and I didn't really want to visit and leave and come back and all the stuff. So I kind of narrowed down kind of what I was looking at. Ended up visiting Clemson, South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina, North Carolina State, and then here. So that was kind of the process I went through. This was the last place I came, and it was honestly a no-brainer before I got up here. I just had to make sure it was everything I thought of, and make sure it was kind of real, and it was super easy to make a decision here. But yeah, I don't think maybe if I was not playing summer ball, maybe it would have been a little bit more enjoyable. But just kind of the time crunch I was in was super hectic.
Yeah. You're the fourth guy I've talked to about it, and every single one of you guys has said no. I mean, it's like the most stressful, anxious, chaotic, like however long you make it, time of your life.
Yeah,
So yeah, kind of a blessing and a curse. It opens
yeah,
doors, but at the same time, yeah, it's a struggle. All right, last question. Team USA and Wake Forest, preferably Team USA because I know a lot of those guys and they're going to be on the show for sure. Who's the one guy out of that entire group, everyone that you've met over the last 12 months, that you would not let date your sister?
wow. It's a hard one. Hold up, I gotta think about this one. I mean, I got a couple. Either Christian Moore
Okay,
or
Simo.
Rodney Green Jr. Those are my two guys.
Or you're gonna hit a guy that's across the country.
Yeah, yeah. We those are two guys I spent a lot of time with. JJ Weatherholt, absolutely, he's a good guy. I would let him do. Drew Beam, those guys are good. Massey, my roommate, is good. But yeah, those guys are little troublemakers, I think. So those are two guys I'd have to.
I like that you gave the green light to Drew Beam, but you told his teammate Simo no chance.
Yeah, yeah, nah,
That's gonna go down in Vol history. I like it. Seaver
yeah,
King, man, I'm excited. Like, listen, not a lot of people have had the opportunity to watch you on Tuesdays and Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like, you're gonna be on TV every weekend, and I think that's gonna be a blessing for college baseball and baseball fans in general. So let's see what you have coming for us this spring. Excited to see what you bring to the field, man.
yes, sir. Thank you for having me.